She had kicked her husband out because he was poor. 2 years later, that same man walked into her father's company. Not as an employee, but as the one who now owned it. How did things change so drastically? What turned him into a wealthy man? Why was her father's business even up for sale? And what did she do when she saw him again? Let's go back to where it all began. Alex had nothing. No job, no car, no home of his own, but he had love. It was a bright Saturday morning. In a modest room, he stood in front of a mirror wearing a borrowed black suit. His hands trembled as he adjusted his tie. It was his wedding day. He forced a smile at his reflection, but the worry in his eyes couldn't hide. His heart was heavy. He whispered to himself, "I hope I'm doing the right thing. I have no money, but I truly love her." His best friend, Joseph, entered the room holding a small camera. "Man, you're still standing here? The bride's almost ready." Alex chuckled nervously and turned to him. "Do you think I'm making a mistake?" Joseph frowned. "Why would you say that? You're marrying the woman you love." "I know," Alex sighed. "But she's used to a certain life. Her dad paid for everything. Even this suit. I don't even have a job. What if I can't give her the life she expects?" Joseph walked over and placed a hand on his friend's shoulder. "You may not have money, but you have something better. A good heart. Gloria sees that. That's why she said yes. Trust God, trust yourself. One day, you'll be the one paying for other people's weddings." Alex smiled faintly. "Amen." A knock came at the door. "Alex, the bride is coming downstairs." He straightened his shoulders, picked up the black ring box, and walked out with Joseph by his side. This could be the start of something beautiful, or a hard lesson. Guests were seated in the hall, decorated with gold and white balloons, filled with flowers, soft music, and laughter. Waiters moved around with drinks and small bites. Then the music changed. All eyes turned to the entrance. Gloria stepped in, radiant like royalty. Her long white gown sparkled, her makeup flawless, smile wide, but her eyes held a hint of doubt. Her father, Mr. Jerry, walked proudly beside her, holding her hand. As the soft music played, the pastor welcomed them with a smile. "Do you, Alex, take Gloria as your wife?" Alex looked into her eyes. "Yes, I do. With all my heart." "Do you, Gloria, take Alex as your husband?" She glanced at her father, who gave a slight nod, then turned back to Alex. "Yes, I do. You may now kiss the bride." The hall erupted in cheers. Some guests danced in their chairs, others wiped away tears. Cameras flashed. Alex held her hand tightly. His smile was wide, but inside, doubt lingered. He leaned close and whispered, "Thank you for choosing me, even when I have nothing." She smiled faintly. Alex was ready to love her with all he had, even if all he had was hope. 2 months later, Gloria sat in her father's office, laughing in a sleek red dress, gold earrings shining. She looked every inch the wealthy daughter. Mr. Jerry pushed a file toward her. "Sign here. I believe this executive assistant role to the CEO is the perfect path. You'll attend important meetings, learn strategy and planning. Prepare yourself to lead one day." Gloria signed happily. "Thank you, Daddy. You've made everything so smooth." Mr. Jerry smiled. "You're my only child. You deserve it." Back at home, Alex sat in their living room. The fan hummed quietly. His tired eyes were fixed on the laptop screen as he sent yet another proposal. Please find attached. He paused, looked around the quiet room, then whispered, God, just one yes. That's all I need. At first, Gloria was kind. She cooked for him, comforted him. Don't worry, my love. It'll get better. But the kindness faded. One morning, Alex lay on the bed, browsing building project sites. He had submitted several proposals, hoping someone would finally call him. Then Gloria walked in, dressed neatly for work, her scent filling the room. You're still in bed, she snapped. I've sent out a few proposals already. There's a school building project in UCHE. She laughed, cold and sharp. Every week, it's a new project. But nothing ever happens. I'm a building engineer. These things take time. It's been months. You sit here clicking while I work every single day. Alex swallowed hard. I'm not lazy. I'm tired of being the man in this house, she muttered, then stormed out. He sat silently, staring at the laptop. His heart sank. He was skilled, but felt useless in his own home. That evening, the doorbell rang. It was Joseph. My brother, he smiled, holding a bag of snacks. Surprise visit. Alex lit up for the first time in days. You didn't tell me you were coming. They sat in the living room, sharing snacks. Joseph smiled. You look like someone who hasn't smiled in months. It's been hard, Joe. I know. But don't give up. You're smart. Things will change. Alex nodded. Gloria doesn't believe in me anymore. You only need one person to believe in you. And I do. Just then, Gloria entered, arms crossed. So this is what you do while I work? Sit around with your jobless friend. Joseph stood politely. Good evening, Gloria. She ignored him. Do you feel no shame? He's my friend. He came to check on me. She scoffed and walked away. Joseph turned to Alex. Does she always talk to you like that? Alex didn't answer. You need to do something, or she'll break you. That night, Alex sat on the bed in the dark. Gloria lay with her back to him. He took a deep breath. I want to talk, he said gently. She didn't respond. What you said today. It really hurt. You mocked me in front of Joseph. Still silent. I try every day. I'm not asking for much. Maybe your dad could help me get a small contract. I could prove myself. She turned sharply. So that's what this is? You married me for my father's connections? No, I love you. I just asked for a chance. Keep your chance, she snapped. You think my father will hand you a job just because you married me? He tried to take her hand. She pulled away. I regret even saying anything. Next time, think before you speak, she said coldly, pulling the blanket over herself. Alex sat there, heart heavy, in silence. A week passed. The house remained tense. Gloria only spoke when needed. Alex spent hours in his study corner, still sending out proposals. One morning, his phone rang. It was Joseph. Bro. Big news. I got the job. That company picked me. I signed yesterday. Alex smiled. That's amazing, Joseph. I'm proud of you. That's not all, Joseph laughed. They gave me a car and an apartment in Lekki. Alex's voice slowed. Wow. That's huge. I'm happy for you. You're next. Just keep pushing. Thanks, Joseph. When the call ended, Alex looked around. He was happy for his friend, but something deep inside felt like it was sinking. He glanced at the blinking cursor on his screen, then closed his eyes and whispered, "When will it be my turn?" Again, the room gave no answer. Monday morning came. Alex put on his cleanest shirt, sprayed some perfume, and checked his file. He had a meeting with a major construction firm. Gloria had gone with her main car, so he stared at her second one in the garage. Just for today, he thought. He got in, his heart pounding. He didn't want trouble, but he also didn't want to miss this meeting. He prayed as he drove. God, let today be different. At 10 a.m., he arrived at the company gate. The security checked and let him in. Hope filled his chest. This could be his turning point. In a modest office, he sat across from Mr. Adebayo, the head of projects. My proposal balances cost, safety, and speed. I've handled past builds. If you give me this job, I'll deliver beyond expectations. Mr. Adebayo reviewed the documents, nodding slowly. Not bad. Then Alex's phone rang. Gloria. He quickly silenced it. Sorry, sir. Please continue. Mr. Adebayo raised a hand. Is everything okay? Yes, sir. Just my wife. He nodded and returned to the papers. But the phone rang again, and again, and again. Sweat gathered on Alex's brow. The room grew tense. Mr. Adebayo dropped the file and stood up, his face hard. Is this how you handle serious meetings? He barked. If you can't control your phone, how will you control a building site? Alex rose quickly. Sir, please give me one more minute. I can explain. But Mr. Adebayo pointed to the door. You are not serious. Leave my office. Alex froze. Sir, please. Leave. Mr. Adebayo shouted. Alex slowly picked up his file. His hands trembled. His legs felt weak as he walked out. Outside, he opened his phone and saw 15 missed calls. All from Gloria. He stepped out through the company gate and stood beside the car, eyes red, hands weak. The phone rang again. It was Gloria. He picked up. Her voice was sharp, cutting through the line like a slap. What is wrong with you? Why did you take my car? Who told you to touch it? Alex tried to stay calm. Gloria, I had an important meeting. I didn't want to be late. I used it just for today. She screamed. Don't ever touch my car again. Are you my driver? If you need a car, go and buy your own. His voice cracked. Do you know what you just did? That meeting could have changed everything. I was this close to getting a contract worth millions, but your calls, they ruined it. Gloria laughed. So now it's my fault that you're a failure? Alex sighed, trying to hold himself together. I'm trying, Gloria. I just need your support. She hissed. Support yourself. Not with my things. Then she ended the call. Alex stood still. He looked up at the sky, then down. He didn't know which hurt more, losing the contract or the way she spoke to him. That evening, he entered the house slowly. Gloria was in the sitting room, arms folded, eyes cold. Where's my car key? She demanded. He reached into his pocket and handed it to her. She snatched it without thanks. Don't ever touch anything that belongs to me again. He looked at her exhausted. Why are you treating me like this? What did I do to deserve this pain? Gloria stepped closer. You married me and brought shame into my life. My friends laugh at me because of you." For the first time, Alex raised his voice. "I didn't marry you for your money. I married you because I loved you." "Then maybe you should have married someone as poor as you," she shouted. The argument heated. Alex turned away, trying to calm himself, but then Gloria did something unthinkable. She spat on his face. Time seemed to freeze. Alex wiped his face, his hand halfway raised. Then he stopped. His hand trembled. He stepped back. Gloria smiled. "Touch me, and I'll send you to jail." "My father will make sure of it." Alex looked into her eyes. No fear. No love. No mercy. He turned and walked into the bedroom. That night he didn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling, wondering how love had turned into something so cruel. By morning, he was at the dining table with his laptop. He hadn't eaten. He hadn't bathed. His eyes were tired, but he kept searching online, whispering, "Just one opportunity. Please, God." Suddenly, there was a loud knock. Not soft. Not polite. Angry. Alex stood slowly, his hands cold. He peeked through the curtain, and his heart raced. 3 men. One was Mr. Jerry, Gloria's father. The other 2 were soldiers. He opened the door. Mr. Jerry pointed at him. "So you now beat my daughter?" he roared. Alex was stunned. "No, sir, I swear I didn't touch her." But before he could finish, the soldiers grabbed him. "Wait. Please let me explain," he begged. They didn't listen. They dragged him out. Gloria was by the car, phone in hand. She didn't even look at him. Alex cried out, "Please, sir. Gloria is lying." Mr. Jerry walked away without a word. They took Alex to the barracks. There they ordered him to kneel, poured cold water on him, forced him to crawl under the sun. They shouted, pushed, humiliated him. He didn't resist. But his heart shattered. Tears rolled down, not from pain, but from betrayal. "How could someone I loved do this to me?" he whispered. No one answered. After 3 days, Alex returned home. His lips were cracked, face swollen, body wrapped in bandages. He entered the house. Gloria was on the couch, still scrolling on her phone. He stood in front of her, voice low. "Why did you lie to your father? Why did you do this to me, Gloria?" She didn't get up. She didn't say sorry. Instead, she brought out a white envelope and tossed it at him. "Sign it," she said. "I want a divorce. Leave my house today." He picked it up. Real divorce papers. He looked at her one more time, searching her eyes for something. Anything. Love, regret, even pity. But there was none. Only anger. He packed a small bag. Left behind everything she ever gave him. He didn't want anything to remind him of her. At the door, he turned for one last look. She didn't even glance at him. Just changed the TV channel. Outside, the sky was heavy. The street was still. He pulled out his phone with shaking hands and dialed. A voice answered. "Hello. Please, can I stay with you for some time?" "Alex? Are you okay? What happened?" Alex held back tears. "I'll explain when I get there." Joseph replied without hesitation. "My door is always open." Alex walked. He didn't know what tomorrow held, but deep inside, he hoped this wasn't how his story would end. When Joseph opened the door, he was stunned. Alex's face was swollen. His arm was bandaged. He pulled him inside quickly. "Bro, who did this to you?" Alex sat down slowly. "I didn't touch her, Joseph. I swear. But her father sent soldiers. They beat me. Tied me like a criminal." Joseph's eyes filled with tears. Alex handed him a paper. "Divorce papers?" Joseph asked in disbelief. Alex nodded. "She said I should sign and leave. No goodbye. No sorry. Just go." Joseph put a hand on his shoulder. "You won't end like this. You're a good man. Everything will be fine. I promise." That night, they sat together in silence. No words. Just pain shared in stillness. Back at Gloria's house, she sat alone. A red dress clung to her frame. Her lips were bright with makeup. She sipped wine and smiled. "Good riddance," she muttered. "Let him go and suffer. I don't need a broke man." She laughed to herself, believing she'd won. But she didn't know, the man she discarded was not finished. He was about to rise. And when he did, she wouldn't be ready. Time moved. Days turned into weeks. Months passed. Alex still stayed with Joseph. Every morning, he opened his laptop, searched for contracts, sent emails, followed leads. Nothing came. No money. No job. Still, he didn't give up. One Saturday evening, Joseph came home dancing. Alex looked up. "Why are you smiling like that?" Joseph tossed his keys on the table. "I got promoted. I'm the new HR manager." Alex jumped up and hugged him. "That's amazing. I'm so happy for you." Joseph studied him. "But aren't you sad? You still haven't gotten a job." Alex smiled. "Why would I be sad? Your win is my win. You're my brother." Later that night, while Joseph slept, Alex knelt beside the bed. "God, I'm happy for him. But please, remember me too." His voice was quiet. But heaven heard. One bright morning, Alex dressed in his best shirt and headed out. He stopped in front of a church. For a while he stood outside, unsure. Then he walked in. Inside, Pastor John sat with his Bible. "Alex," he said, smiling. "It's been a while. How are you?" Alex sat slowly. "Pastor, I'm not fine." He told him everything. The lies. The beatings. The divorce. Pastor John's smile faded. He was silent for a while. "I'm so sorry," he finally said. "But God is not asleep. Let me pray with you." He stood and laid his hands on Alex's head. He prayed for a long while. When they sat again, Pastor John looked him in the eye. "While waiting for a big contract, do something else with your hands. Start small." Alex nodded. "I agree, sir. But I don't even know what else I can do." He leaned back, covered his face. His heart was tired. That same afternoon, in a large conference room, Joseph sat in a meeting with top staff. The managing director stood up. "The company has bought land in another city," he announced. "We're building a new branch. We need someone strong. Someone who can handle the project from start to finish. No room for mistakes." What happened next would change Alex's life forever. The room was quiet as the managing director paced slowly in front of the long table. His voice was firm. "We need someone with grit. Someone who can oversee this project from the ground up without excuses. This is our biggest expansion yet, and I won't tolerate failure." He looked around the room, eyes scanning each face. Joseph cleared his throat and stood up. "Sir, I know someone." Everyone turned to him. The director raised a brow. "Go on." "His name is Alex," Joseph said. "He's experienced in site management. Smart, dedicated, and tough. Life has thrown stones at him, but he's still standing. If anyone can deliver, it's him." The director didn't speak at first. He studied Joseph carefully, then asked, "Do you trust him?" "With my life," Joseph replied. A brief silence followed. Then the director nodded slowly. "Bring him in tomorrow. One chance." Joseph's heart raced. He stepped out of the meeting and called Alex immediately. "Bro, get ready. You're meeting with the top team tomorrow morning. Wear your best suit. This is it." The next day, Alex stood in front of the mirror adjusting his tie. His heart beat fast, but his mind was clear. Joseph drove him to the company. As they walked in, Alex whispered, "Thank you." Joseph smiled. "Just show them who you are." In the boardroom, Alex spoke with quiet strength. He answered every question with clarity. He didn't talk too much, but each word carried weight. The panel listened. The managing director leaned forward. "Mr. Alex, this is a huge responsibility. Can you handle it?" Alex looked him in the eye. "Yes, sir. I've handled worse and I didn't break. I won't start now." There was silence. Then the director nodded. "You start next week." Outside the building, Alex took a deep breath. His hands were trembling, not from fear, but from gratitude. He looked up and whispered, "Thank you, God." Days passed. Alex threw himself into the work. He visited the new site, held meetings with engineers, planned carefully, and made sure nothing was left to chance. He woke early, worked late, and stayed focused. One evening, as he stood at the edge of the site looking at the growing structure, a gentle breeze passed by. He smiled faintly. Something inside him had started healing. Months went by. The building rose quickly and perfectly. No delays. No complaints. The board was impressed. At the final inspection, the director clapped Alex on the back. "You've done well. Very well. Consider this just the beginning." Alex was promoted. He got a new office, a new car, and a new place to stay. He didn't say much about it, but Joseph knew. His brother had made it. One Sunday morning, Alex stepped out of his car in front of the church. Pastor John saw him and smiled widely. "Alex, look at you." Alex hugged him. "God remembered me, sir." The pastor placed a hand on his shoulder. "He always does. Just in his own time." Meanwhile, at Gloria's end, things were different. The man she had started dating after Alex turned out to be a fraud. He drained her money, lied to her, and disappeared. Her so-called friends stopped answering her calls. Her once bright world started to crumble. One afternoon, she walked into a restaurant and froze. Alex was sitting at a corner table with two men in suits. He looked different, confident, calm, and refined. She watched from afar, unsure if she should walk up to him. Alex didn't see her. He was laughing with his new team, focused on the next big project. Gloria quietly walked out of the restaurant, her heart heavy. Regret started to weigh on her, but it was too late. Alex had found peace. He had learned to stand without anger, to rise without revenge. Life had broken him, but only to rebuild him stronger. And this time, he was never going back.